Hey guys, what's up? It's Ashzzz3 here, and this is going to be part 2, which I haven't uploaded in a very long time. It's going to be part 2 of the podcast that me and Brad, in-game I burn salve now, that we did ages ago. And well, this is part 2, and the reason why we haven't done part 2 in absolute ages is because, well, he's at college and he's been really busy, and I've had school and I've been really busy, and, well, I've got an exam on Thursday, so, and then I got another one on the Tuesday next week. So yeah, we're gonna get straight into it, and it's gonna be the same sort of questions as last time. We're gonna have questions like about the EOC and all about that sort of stuff. But as before, it's not gonna be all EOC based, and we're also gonna have a guy called Dan in the Skype call as well. So it's gonna be hopefully more interesting and hopefully a tiny bit more funny. Even though it is supposed to be more of a serious podcast, but then funny podcasts are always nice to watch. So the only thing I got to say about this is that Dan doesn't have the bestest of mic quality, so there is going to be a bit of like in the background, but probably not a lot. It has improved since I've started talking to him, so I hope you enjoy. Righty then, first question. Will the release of the EOC make life harder for Jagex? Updates won't be as easy as before.
No.
Well, I don't really think so because the EOC isn't out yet, and I don't. Why should the updating be any harder than it is now? Because all they're really like revamping is the combat system itself, not the actual game engine. I think it'll be harder for them to update anything on RS when they go over to HTML. That's what I think.
Yeah, when they get over to HTML5, it's going to be harder for them to actually like get push updates out frequently. But once they get like the HTML5 coding and all that, and get all the coders trained up to HTML5, then it should be okay. But yeah. Other than that,
it's not as flexible. Well, yeah, it is much more flexible than Java, but they need to get used to it.
Yeah.
Oh, alright then. Okay, so next question then. This is quite an odd question, as I set these for the day after we did part 1 of the podcast, but it still doesn't really matter. But there's a video on YouTube where a guy goes to Godwall's dungeon, gets all 4 kill counts, kills all the bosses and minions by himself, and he does it twice over. Surely this has to change.
No.
It depends. I mean, now I haven't seen the video myself, but if he was skilled and he brought the right equipment, then I think it would be possible.
Well, I personally went on and well, ages ago, and I went round and I killed Bandos twice in a row, Sarah twice in a row, got to Armadillo and then died. So sure, like they're gonna have to change the drop rates if it will be that easy. But then I've not been on recently, so I don't know. I doubt it. They've changed it to be that easy.
Well, they have changed. They have changed DOC a bit since I was on. Like the first time me and Brad logged on, it was just way too easy. I mean, like threshold abilities, they didn't drain anything, and like you had, I don't know what it was called, but it was some ability like where you could just heal yourself. It was an ultimate. I think it was called Rejuvenate or something. You didn't need a shield for that. You just do it, and it healed you fully, and that was just insane.
Yeah.
But now I definitely think they have maybe a bit more control. It's still in the beta. Like they still need to add a few more tweaks. But I think it'll be fairly decent when it comes out.
Also, as well, Darden brought out a video it was about a week ago now, and it was about, in the beta they've got the new skilling interface, because I know they're updating the skilling interface for this month, probably towards the end of this month. So yeah, and he made a video about it, and I thought it was quite interesting because basically it allows you to AFK. But it told you how long you could AFK for and all that, so it was kind of good.
So, wait, is it for skills or for combat?
Skilling.
Oh, so it works as momentum for combat, so it works out for skills as well?
Yeah, but the whole interface is being changed. So, you know, currently, say you go to craft a green leather hide body and all that,
Yeah.
and the bar will be along the bottom. It'll come up as
It'll come up with how much XP you get, how many you need for next level.
Yeah.
They're basically gonna crash Rune HQ and all the others like Tippet and everything, where they have their calculator guides. But then yeah.
Yeah.
I see.
So is that the end of that? And we're gonna go to the next question, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. The beta means it's in its beginning stages, so could this mean that there's a lot of things still to be released? Now, as I said before, this question is this. I did these questions about a month ago, and since then a lot have changed. So, should we say, do you reckon there's any more to still change?
Yeah. There's
Well,
a lot.
it's still the beta. I mean, they're still getting feedback. They're even getting feedback on that new academy thingy, like the Academy of
Basically,
Combat
yeah.
stuff. So they're still like this is the sort of tutorial. If you don't know, it's a sort of tutorial that they set up for the new combat because a lot of people had trouble adapting to it. I personally did it, but I can understand a lot of people have trouble adapting to the new, hotkeys and the new abilities and stuff. And yeah, they're definitely closing in on it. You can definitely see that they got a sense of like somewhat what they're doing and fixed up some of the mistakes, like threshold abilities, just being able to like do them, and yeah, some of those major issues. Well,
Yeah, they got
not really
the
issues.
fact that they're bringing in the combat triangle is supposedly going to be so good, but then it just means that because mage has always been really strong against melee monsters, so
Yeah,
that's
mages
gonna
always had him.
it's gonna be so easy to just rush someone in the wilderness, surely, because they're never gonna have the chance to like eat up, because you do the rocktail brew and that heals you up massively, but brews are going to be ruined, so rocktail is going to be like, they're not going to heal enough for you to be like to be saved from it, because you're going to be you already can get one hit basically with mage now, so if they change it to be a better combat triangle, then it's going to be mate,
A more balanced combat trial.
so they're going to
Like,
have
there's the problem, like, the problem is mage has an advantage over melee because a mage can pretty much like mage him from anywhere. He has the distance as an advantage. However, if it's a mage against a ranger, then the mage still kind of has the advantage because they both have the distance. But yeah,
The mage has
the
the
mage
DPS.
basically hits harder and he can snare and all that, and has more like, I'd say an arsenal if you can call it that, of abilities. But if they made the I haven't actually tried fighting mage as a ranger on the EOC yet, but if they can make that at least more balanced, so like that ranger can actually get an opportunity.
It was like the other day though, Danny, when me and you went to go Zami on the beta.
Yeah.
There was this guy in Mage using, I think it was like, what was it, like Fire Blast or something, or Fire Wave, something like that. And he was hitting 2000s. It was like, that's a bit OP.
Exactly.
Because you could just do a slay attack in like 10 minutes. So.
Well, that's like where they need to change it, because they've changed it for the if I don't know if you've been to KBD on the beta recently, but it's only 10 kill count for KBD. I mean, not for KBD, for God Wars Dungeon, but it takes so long to kill a goblin. On right now in the live game, I can go up to it, one hit it, and get 10 kill count in about a minute, if that. And now it takes like 10-15 minutes just to kill 10 of them. It's like you can't even one hit a goblin now. And I went to Lumbridge and I couldn't even, I was in maxed gear and I couldn't even like kill a goblin.
Yeah, I had the same problem. I don't know if I was on Seattle with Brian, we were just talking. I was like, just ran up to a goblin for fun, just started hitting it with a maul. It took like 10 hits before I actually hit it. I'm like, am I doing something wrong? Am I glitched or something? So yeah.
But then again, it is the EOC, and like it's meant to be harder than the current live game.
When you get used to it, you like. I think it's more of the idea. The more you know about it, the better that you are. Whereas now, take 5 minutes in combat and you know what you're doing. So it's more of the thing. Whereas, right, I'm gonna do this. It's like when you got a new boss that's just been out. You're constantly learning new techniques on how to hit better and everything. So when like hopefully you're always gonna be learning something new and learning how to hit higher and what hits better.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's not gonna be, alright, I've got 99 attack and strength, I'm gonna be constantly hitting like max hits. Whereas someone with maybe 40 or something could hit the same as you, and it's all about the technique, so to speak. But the one thing I don't like is the constant having to click and like the clicking the buttons. whereas now it's all, I don't know. Another thing is with now it's all determined on luck on whether you hit, but in the
Exactly.
EOC it might be depending on what like interface you click or something. I don't know what they're called, like.
Depending on what abilities you have active, depending on how much adrenaline you have, depending on how
Yeah.
much you like what you've built up until that point, what abilities you use, and also of course your skills factor as well. Because if you have like 40 attack, you're obviously not going to hit as much as someone with 99. But you're gonna like if you are tactically wise, then it's possible. That's the thing. What? Yeah, I know. Like what you meant. It's but the problem with the game right now is that obviously, like, there's no tactic in it. The guy with 99 is definitely going to win over the guy with 40. But yeah, they're making it more balanced that way now, so that like the skill levels don't really factor that much in combat, but it's actually the player's abilities,
Yeah, that would be.
strategies.
It will like help the game in a lot of a more of a fairer way, because
Yeah.
it's also probably gonna break staking in a way where, you know, when you do boxing, whereas you have
Yeah.
to stake like your own level or something. It's probably gonna be ruin that, because if a low level would be able to hit you at the same hit but not as often as a low level, then I don't know, they're not gonna do as well, but it's probably gonna ruin it in a way that you're gonna have to find a new way to do
Yeah.
it. The duel arena is probably gonna be dead soon when it comes out.
Well, staking is.
Yeah. Right. Next question, I'm guessing here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because the EOC will completely change the game, will this mean that every guide on everything to do with RuneScape have to be like remade?
No.
It depends if it's like combat guides or like money making guides.
Because
I say
it's
all money making guides because so much skill related stuff doesn't need to be changed, but like drop related, monster related, and all that stuff, it will need to like see maybe a revamp or something, or just yeah.
a lot of, I would say a lot of skilling to, like, a lot of it's going to be common sense. Say with alking, you press 5, 5 would be the alk spell, and then 2 would be the item you're alking, so 5-2, 5-2. That's not, you can't really make an in-depth guide for that sort of thing. But stuff where it's like rune crafting or something like that, so it's going to be so different. You're going to have to like set it so that one, like, your pouches are in a slot. Click it, open it, like click on something to tell that and everything. It's going to be so confusing on the skilling side for stuff like that sort of thing. And how are you even gonna do stuff like fishing and everything? Because if it's all gonna be in your invent, then are you supposed to put it into the interface thing to use it? Or
No, you're just gonna put it into the like inventory. It's gonna be there, like fish like you normally do. You don't have to put it in like the hotkey or anything,
oh well,
or the hotbar. Sorry, hotbar.
it'd be pretty good for, I don't know. You're gonna have to. People are definitely gonna have to do guides out for all the combat based stuff, and all of the quest
Definitely.
guides gonna have to redone, because
Yeah,
it's
or
all
make some new strategies for it. For example, what you said about the rune crafting thing. Like you can just rune craft normally, or you could like use the new system to your advantage.
and
The new hotbar.
what is that thing called? Mod? No, it's like mouse keys, I think it is. You're not gonna need mouse keys anymore, are you really? Because you've basically
No.
got mouse keys in game. Like, you do a lot of mining, Brad, so you might know, but can't you just drop an item with spamming 5 or something? Like in the beta.
Yeah, you can put it on. You can basically what they said in the like video, like when they were doing the behind the scenes videos for the AOC before it became like a beta. What they were saying in it was like you could, like basically RuneScape's a class limited game, so you can basically put every item in the game you can put on that action bar. So they've coded the action bar to have like the item ID of D-claws, so you could put D-claws on there, press 1 or whatever you got it set as, and it'll just automatically equip D-claws and then you just spec. Even though there's a
So
spec.
that's gonna mean that hybriding is gonna be... Hybriding, that's gonna be the new PKing in a way, because if you set it up to equip all of one thing, do a spell, and then all you would need to do is right click on the player and attack. You could do like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all your armor equipped. 5 for the spell, and then you attack. 6 to equip to the declaws, and then no wait, you wouldn't need declaws because you don't have spec. But then you'd switch to something and then do your ultimate, and then that'd be it. There would be no skill required to hybrid anymore.
Well, obviously some skill to do that, but it wouldn't be as hard as it is now. For example, you have to go through a bunch of interfaces to like click, and then boom, and hopefully hope that your opponent drops dead and to claim his loot and stuff. But I see what you mean.
Yeah.
It's gonna.
Next question.
Next question. Right, next question is. I've lost it, and it will be. Will PvP. Oh, I think we've done this, but anyway. Will PvPing be changed forever, or will there be things to be updated to make things better? PvPing is too easy, in my opinion. Well, I think we've already came through that in the last question, so should I go for the next one, or do you have anything you really want to say?
Well, PvPing I don't think is like any easier, not definitely any harder, but it's just like it depends. Like hybriding is definitely it's making it easier for hybriders, but yeah, it's a matter of perspective. It depends on how the person is like player killing, and what strategy he uses, and how good his opponent is.
Do you reckon it will?
Definitely.
All right, Karen.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, like the guy with the highest stats doesn't necessarily need to be the guy who wins. Like there's all kind of new factors now, like your abilities and like how you strategize your combat and so on.
Yeah, I was thinking, because you know when you equipped like you equip something, it's all about in a way kind of what your upload speed, your internet speed is, or the ping of the world where you depends how quickly you equipped it. Well, wouldn't that mean?
Or your special.
Yeah,
bar,
wouldn't that
if it goes up or if it reaches 50%.
Wouldn't that mean that
like that. But yeah, go on.
When clicking a special or something like that, the person with the better ping would come out with like, because if it's not dependent on luck on what you hit and where you don't need to lag, but if you're a bit laggy and you're basically trusting the game and everything on your bank sometimes, so your ping in a way is going to be relying on whether you can attack, like use that special in time, because if there's one where like you can turn on or off with the DH special, like when you got a low HP and you attack, if there's like a button that you can press to activate that sort of mode, then and your ping's terrible, then the guy is just going to kill you so much easier. So that's going to be an advantage for the people that have better ping, because if it takes the time to, like when you just simply equip something, it takes a good second or two to wield it. If it's going to be the same as that for just attacking, it's going to be stupid, like really, really stupid.
Exactly.
So yeah. By Brad sounding of typing, I'm guessing he wants to do the next one because he sounds bored. So.
What? No, I'm just sorry.
Right. Jagex will need to do.
What? I blanked out then.
Oh, he blanked out.
Lego.
Jagex will need to do some massive updates to get rid of lag, because if there is lag on the live game, then there will be huge FPS issues when the EOC is released. Because the game now is very, very simple. Like, well, not very. It's compared to the EOC, it's very simple, and a lot of worlds lag so much and have very high ping. So surely that'll like triple or something, won't it? And the EOC at the moment, well, the beta isn't laggy on my PC and probably not a lot of others. When it comes into the live game,
honest, I don't know like what's causing all this lag. If it's like bot watch or like having the EOC having the EOC servers at the same time. So if EOC servers were the problem, and that means that like as soon as it came into the live game, they'd be gone, and like once the lag be gone. But we don't really know what's causing the lag, so I don't know if it's gonna triple or what it's gonna do. I hope that it's gonna like get like better, and we're gonna see a higher FPS, average FPS on the player.
If I look now, right, I'm just gonna look what FPS I'm at now. I'm at 19 FPS, and I'm currently playing in smallest graphics. Oh no, now I'm at 9 because I'm moving around. But if it would be really awesome to be able to play again back in max graphics, because I remember about, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago when I used to be able to run in max graphics and I used to have no lag. But I don't know if that's dependent on what my laptop specs are now or something, but I know that even when I go on to like my friend's computer who actually has a gaming computer, it lags quite a bit on there, and that is quite new as well. So, and I don't get as high FPS as like maybe you are, Brad, or something, because don't you, like, my friend runs at like 50 FPS like basically all the time, but he can walk into one area and drop straight down to like 5.
Yeah, that's just the game loading up all the next chunks. Even though you've already been there, once you exit that area, it deletes all the chunks. It's basically like a cache. It's basically like RAM, but in the game. So once you leave that area and you re-enter it, it's got to re-download all of the like chunks,
as well as
pixels, and all that.
As well as clear the area that we just in.
Yeah.
It's
So
to like conserve memory.
yeah, basically it conserve your RAM. That's why I think Jagex they require more than like 2 gig of RAM to run it decently. Is it something like that?
Yeah.
So
I haven't actually checked the system requirements for this, but right now I'm running at max graphics with averagely 30 FPS, and yeah, I have 6 gigs of DDR3 RAM, so yeah.
I'm on 16 DDR5 and a NVIDIA GeForce 680, so
yeah,
pretty good.
Pretty good. And what FPS are you running at, Brad?
50.
Fair enough. Alright. Well, that's good then. Next question. We don't have many left, so this is probably going to be quite a big one. But we spoke about in part 1 that the game will be aimed at the older community. Will that mean that better computers will be needed to play at one point? Because 10-year-olds don't have gaming computers unless their parents like play games. But at the age of 10, you're not gonna know what a game of computer is, really, are you? Until you get older and you start. Because if you're older, you're not gonna be getting into games. I doubt it's gonna be your sort of thing. So yeah, I don't know. I reckon gaming computers are gonna be.
The thing is, like, I don't think EOC is directly aimed towards the older players. I mean, wait. Do you mean like older players as in like age, or older players as in RuneScape veterans?
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, well, a bit of both.
It's definitely more aimed towards a newer audience because, like,
yeah, exactly. Because to attract,
basically to get more money.
Of course, and to attract more new potential customers.
Yeah.
As you can see.
Hmm.
Oh, right. So you're saying that would you say that you would need a good quality computer or something like that?
No.
That depends.
If you run it at max graphics and not want to lag, like stay above 25 FPS, then definitely you would need. You need more than at least 4 gig of RAM, which is like a fiver.
Yeah.
Buy it. So.
And a decent graphics card.
Yeah. It'd be a bit weird.
It's not like you need a supercomputer, but you do need something like better than a Windows 98 or something. Like better than your granny's rig. So yeah.
Alright. Yeah, so next one is, if potions such as overloads can be used in the wilderness, then will more powerful potions be released for PvM based players?
Yeah.
What?
I have no idea.
Definitely, because overloads aren't really that. You know, EOC overloads aren't really that effective anymore. Because the only
overloads are basically just like all the extremes in one sip. So yeah.
Yeah, and all the extremes now in EOC still boost you up to about 115 or something.
Yeah,
so,
it depends on your level.
Yeah, it's safety 99 or something, but yeah.
Very well. Because the herb law is you only need 96 at the moment, and that is pretty like it's very high for overloads, and unless they make it to one of those skills for like 120 plus, which I wouldn't see the like need for that high in any other skills apart from maybe combat based stuff or summoning or something like that. But like, it's not. I don't know. They're gonna need to raise the level or lower the levels for overloads if they do, because otherwise overloads are gonna.
Yeah, either add a new potion for like PVMers or like lower the stats for an overload.
Right. So last question, and it is, people playing in fixed screen will be more in trouble when trying to kill bosses like Jad. Even before the wait, let me start again. That didn't make sense. People playing in fixed screen will now be in more trouble when trying to kill bosses like Jad than ever before, because the action bar will cover up even more of the screen. Killing a boss will be required to use the action bar, so people will struggle. Because when I went onto the EOC, like when, I don't know, a week after it came out, and I started playing in fixed, you've got like a 2" by 4" screen size to play on, because the action bar just takes up like so much room. And talking about the FPS thing, I'm now running at FPS, and I'm in a different area. But yeah, it's like it covers up so much more of like of the screen, and if people can't play in in a bigger screen size because of their computer specs, then the game's gonna be dead so quickly.
Well, it's gonna make it harder for them. But in Jagex's defense, or even if they need it, you can hide the bar. But on the other side, that means you won't be able to see your skills unless you memorize them. Well, not skills, but like abilities. Because I still think you can use them even though you hide it.
Yeah, because the whole point of the OC is that you need to use it for you to basically hit. So if you have to hide it up just to kill something in a fixed screen resolution, I think it's called resolution or graphics detail, then they just need to sort it out. They should make.
Also, you won't be able to see cooldowns.
No, you would need to. They need to make it whereas you can maybe change like the size of the invent or the size of the minimap, or you should be able to like customize your RuneScape screen or something like that. Whereas
or like maybe like make it movable, like you know that little annoying thing, the Squirrel of Fortune thingy. You can move that around the screen. You should be able to do that with the hotbar interface as well.
Yeah, and like lock things into position. So
exactly.
Yeah, that should be it, unless anyone else has anything else to say, but I don't, so yeah.
No, I don't have anything else.
Do you have anything else to say? Alright, so
thank you guys.
This is like the end of the podcast part 2. It is currently, let me have a look, 27 minutes long, so we kind of rounded it off about the good amount. So thanks for watching, guys, and comment if you kind of want more of these, but there isn't really any more of these to like podcast things to do. But yeah, see you guys for another video soon. Bye bye.
See you later, guys.
Subscribe.